right? Now, to create that vortex, we're going to use their centrifugal force. Now, I'm often funneling energy in. No one has to know I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Most often, no one knows I'm funneling energy into anything. So even when they're trying to jump, right? It is funny because I always do this with my two fingers. And in the yogi practice, they call that sword fingers, right? And in elfin tradition, they use their fingers as wands. So same difference, right? We're funneling energy in to create this vortex, right? So we're starting them out, right? They're having to touch, right? And we're getting them to start playing the game, right? Where kids love to spin. If we can get laughter involved in that, like healing will change molecularly in that spin, right? Like hugely. If we can get them to giggle in that, like coming out is no more work to that moment. As we stated, when we're gonna unify, we have to have permission. We have to be clear that the adult story and the child story are the same story. We must make sure that the emotional state of both have de-escalated, right, to the same degree. Yeah. We want to make sure that we have reframed and reprogrammed as much as possible in that time frame. Now, what's cool is, right, now this isn't something you'll be doing right off the bat, yeah, but like I did a unification myself the other day of like all these fragments that were stuck in this one particular hallway of my house. And like, I don't even know how many pieces came in, right? So when we're ready to unify, and we know that this is a cycle that has been replaying and replaying and replaying.
Yeah.
We can invite, got everybody there, hands are held, and we're like, anybody that is ready and wants to unify at this time can come in. Right?
Yeah.
So, if we've, now you got to monitor that, right? Because we don't want to bring home negative programs, right? So if you look and say 2 or 3 came in and one of them's lagging off to the side, we want to make sure that the one lagging off to the side doesn't have some piece of information they want to share. Yeah. So you may have a quick conversation with them before you do the vortex.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Make sense? Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Perfect.
Have to have that check-in because
Yeah, and again, if we can get laughter into the spin, right, that's amazing. Now, after the spin, normally what I sense is like I sense like a push, right? And when I sense that, I'll be like, okay, now the energy is beginning to slow. And your feet are coming back down to the ground. And the unified version of you is the only one left.
yeah.
Right? Now we go back to the moment. We just check back. Is under the bed empty? Right? Is the closet empty? Right? Wherever we had found the child, is it empty? Right? Look around where you're standing. Are you the only one there? And when that feels good, and solid and there's no resistance, right? Then we're going to guide her back, right? Body like a magnet, and we're going to drop down through the atmosphere, through the clouds, body like a magnet, through your roof, through the crown of the head, right?
Yeah.
So once we establish they've got the pulse in their toes, they're 6 feet big, right? Before they open their eyes, we measure what feels different. So we go in very specifically. You may want to have them do a body scan, what feels different in your body right now. If there were specific things like, you know, I feel broken. How does broken feel right now? I feel alone. How does alone feel right now? Right? And we're measuring. Well, it feels better, but I still feel kind of alone. Well, how much better is it? Okay, this is our starting point from next time.
Okay.
We're not going back to the beginning of alone. Right now, we're putting a stake in the ground to say, this is what alone feels like today.
Yeah.
Right? Or this is how my headache feels compared to when we started, right? Whatever that is, right? We're measuring difference, not sameness.
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like you do a calibration, you know, like, do you do it at the beginning of the session? Do you do it like on a scale of 1 to 10?
I
Or do you
don't,
start-
I am just usually monitoring that, right? Honestly, if they're sitting there a bag of tears, I'm not going to ask them to like think like that, right?
No.
I'm just going to go right in. And if they're in a bundle or a heap, right, I'm going to put that at a 9 or a 10 or an 8, wherever that is. And then we're going to, on the back side, look at what's different.
Yeah, I tend to get too technical.
Yeah, you're going to have to be careful with that because a lot of time we're in that child space. So, right now on the back end, I would say I would have had you pegged at a 10, and right now you're feeling like a 2. And they'll be like, yeah, right? Or, well, yeah, I guess maybe I would have been maybe an 8. Who knows, right? But you know, you kind of want to do that on the back end, not the front end.
Yeah.
Yeah.